Good morning all. I hope you all are doing well, and please, it's a request to stay at home and keep yourself healthy. This is Ayushi Sharma, your chemistry teacher, and again welcome to the class of chemistry. I hope you all have gone through the previous videos which I have uploaded earlier. But before that, let me remind you again, don't forget to like my video and subscribe my channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button. Now, today we are going to revise our previous topics which we have discussed in chapter number 3, Atoms and Molecules. This chapter is all about a very smallest particle known as an atom. In fact, this atom is a base of chemistry because whatever material or substance present around us is made up of it. The very first question comes in our mind. What are these atoms? Mainly, these atoms are the smallest particles of which these elements are made. The meaning of the word atom is indivisible. The particle which is indivisible, which cannot be divided further. All matter is made up of very small particles known as atoms. These different kinds of atoms and molecules are having different properties, due to which different kinds of matter also shows different properties. Now let's understand how these different atoms are interacting with each other. So, here we are having two laws of chemical combination. But you should know about the significance of the laws of chemical combination. Why are we reading about these laws? So, mainly these laws of chemical combination describes the basic principles which are obeyed by interacting atoms and molecules. After learning these laws, we get an idea that how these atoms are combining together, how they are interacting with each other and producing a very large varieties of different compounds in one or different way. So let's understand these laws of chemical combination one by one. So here we are having our first law, that is law of conservation of mass. Let's learn what according to this law. This law states that the total mass of the reactants is always equals to the total mass of the products. In any chemical reaction, atoms are the smallest particles which take part, and the combination of these atoms gives us different products. So, in different chemical reactions, we have observed that the total number of atoms which were combining together, the same number of atoms were produced after reaction. And as we know that each and every atom is having mass. So when the number of atoms would be same before and after reaction, so the masses of these atoms will also be same, which proves the first law of conservation of mass. Here we are having one example. As you can see, the calcium carbonate is the reactant which has 5 atoms of different elements. Now, when it decomposed, it gives 2 products, that is calcium oxide which has 2 atoms, one of calcium and other is of oxygen, and carbon dioxide which has 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen. So if we combine them together in total, again in the products we will be getting 5 atoms. So here we concluded that if the number of atoms before reaction and after reaction is same, so their masses will also be same. Hence we can say that the masses of the reactants is always equal to the masses of products. Now let's move to our second law of chemical combination, that is the law of constant proportion, or it can be law of definite proportion, which states that compound is always having the same type of elements. In fact, the number of atoms of each type of element is always same, and these atoms always combine in a fixed ratio or in a definite proportion by their mass. In fact, a pure chemical compound is always made up of same elements which are present in the same percentage by their mass. I hope the statement of this law is clear to everyone. Let's understand this law with the help of an upcoming video.
Laws of chemical combination. Whenever substances react, they follow certain laws. These laws are called the laws of chemical combination. There are three important laws of chemical combination called the law of conservation of mass, law of constant proportions, and the law of multiple proportions. These laws led to Dalton's atomic theory of matter. Law of conservation of mass. This law states that in every chemical reaction, the total mass before and after the reaction remains constant. Law of constant composition or law of definite proportion. According to the law of constant composition, a chemical compound always consists of the same elements combined together in the same proportion by mass. This means that whatever may be the source from which a compound is obtained, it is always made up of the same elements in the same mass percentage. This can be explained by an example. Water is a compound. If we decompose 100 grams of pure water by passing electricity through it, then approximately 11 grams of hydrogen and 89 grams of oxygen are obtained. If we repeat this experiment by taking pure water from different sources like river, sea, well, etc., the same weights of hydrogen and oxygen elements are obtained in every case. This shows that water always contains the same two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, combined in the same proportion 1:8 by weight.
So children, please go through these topics one more time for better understanding. And if you have any doubt regarding these topics, please write down in the comment section, as well as you can ask your doubt in the online class. Thank you so much and have a nice day.